The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum, and a very good evening to all of you. Thank you very much for joining us for this very interesting and timely session today on the budget that the government has presented yesterday, the budget recommendations. A very important session, and you might have noticed that the entire accounting fraternity has all of a sudden been mobilized. A lot of organizations doing post-budget sessions, post-budget summaries, commentaries, etc. And therefore, ACCA has also decided to do a lot of activities in the next few days and weeks around taxation. The first one, and a very timely one, I must say, is the one that we are doing right now, which is a commentary on the budget proposal. And we're very thankful to our taxation subcommittee, which is led by Omer Zaheer Meer. And you can see 5 of the members of this taxation subcommittee sitting with you today as experts who are going to talk about what the budget recommendations are like, what is the economic impact, operational aspects of this, is filing going to be easier, what about the woes that tax professionals always used to bring about, have they been resolved, direct taxation effect, indirect taxation effect. So an in-depth session, and we have good 2 hours to discuss this. So therefore, you are in good hands and expert hands for the next 2 hours. Thank you very much, the Taxation Subcommittee, for number one, listening to the session, the National Assembly session yesterday very intently, coming up with the summary of what has been recommended, and today discussing those with experts sitting here today. Thank you all very much. I must tell you that in the next few days, what should you be expecting around budget proposals and the post-budget sessions? So ACCA has organized multiple events in the next few days. There is one session that we are going to hold with the Karachi Tax Bar Association, and I am glad to tell you that for that session, Mr. Shabaz Zaidi, after his leaving FPR as the chair, it is going to be his first appearance at our session, which is scheduled, inshallah, for the 18th, and you should very soon be receiving the invitations from us. We are also trying to get Mr. Arif Habib for this session, who's going to be a big industry representative for the session. Our taxation subcommittee is going to be there. Omar is going to be moderating the session, on behalf of ACCA. So that is going to happen on the 18th. And then either on the 19th or a few days after that, ACCA and the ICM and ICMAP are jointly holding another post-budget talk. We're trying to get the minister, Hamad Azhar, for the session, or the finance advisor. Yes, the finance advisor for the session, or Mr. Ishrat Hussain. So a senior official, or the FPR chair, a senior official is going to join us and be a part of the session. Again, there will be representation from ACCA, from the taxation subcommittee. So a lot of activity is going to happen, and I'm sure all of you are going to make excellent use of these opportunities that your accounting body is offering you. So for this very interactive, interesting session, I welcome you, all of you, once again, and I will now hand over to the chair of committee and the chair of our members network panel, Mr. Omer Zaheer Meer, to take the discussion forward. Before that, if I can very quickly introduce the people that you can see on your screens. Who's the chair I've already introduced. Then we have a senior member and a member advocacy award winner from Peshawar, Yawa Muhammad, who's joined us. You must have attended his taxation sessions as well, in addition to Omer Zaheer sessions. We have 3 very brilliant individuals sitting with us today. All 3 of them are a part of our 6 digits program. And all 3 of them have been picked up because of their taxation abilities and qualities and expertise. And therefore, they are a part of our session today as well. I'll name all 3 of them. We have Sikandar Ishtiyaq, we have Muhammad Farooq, and we have Hafiz Suleiman. with us. So with these experts, I think it's going to be a very, very interesting session. Omer sir, without taking any more time, I will hand over to you for you to lead the discussion. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Harun Saab. As you have rightly said, a very pertinent and very timely discussion. Thanks to the entire panel, Suleiman, Farooq, Yawar, Sikandar, for sparing the time for our members. And we must appreciate that this is the work that they are doing in a voluntary capacity to give back to our fraternity, which is highly appreciated. Harun Saab has rightly said that this is perhaps one of the most, if not the most important time in the tax calendar of the country, the budget and the post-budget arena. And ACCA, like every year, is holding many events for its members to ensure that we can get the best possible expertise, commentaries, and updates to our members in this regard. So today's session will basically focus on a discussion in the context of the budget that was presented and approved by the government yesterday. Many of you would already be aware of the major highlights, courtesy of the various news channels, social media, or being a professional having gone through it yourself. However, today we will be discussing some of the important aspects which are selected as questions by my panel of taxation subcommittee, Yawar Saab, Sikandar Saab, Suleiman Saab, and Farooq Saab, will be putting those questions to me. In between, we might even have mutual discussion on questions that we find of more interest. Once we have gone through all those important areas, and if we are left with any time, we would like to involve you in the discussion too. So if you have any questions, please write them down. And if we do not discuss the question that you have in your mind, then you can contact us by the end of the session, and we will try to answer that question for you. If, for example, we don't have any time left at the end of the session and you have a question which hasn't been discussed during the session, you can still contact me on LinkedIn or send a message and we will still get back to you answering your question. So with that, I'd like to start the session formally. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Since this is a Pakistan focused session and most if not all the members joining us will be from Pakistan, we might have a few regional members. Let us know if there are any. So I think as long as there are only Pakistani members, our panelists can be bilingual. There is no issue with that. So being the senior most, not in terms of the age, but in terms of being my friend and being with me on the taxation committee, I would like Yawar for you to take over and start with the questions. And I think the best way instead of one panelist going through all the questions would be if you can ask a question and then forward it to the next person, and then we can go in the circle and come back again to you for your next question. So onward to you, Yawar.
Thank you so much, Omer Saab, and Assalamu alaikum everybody, whoever is listening to us. बजट मेमोरेंडम बजट कल आया और उसके बाद जो है बिल के बाद जो है हमने इसको डिटेल में थॉरली स्टडी किया और कुछ ऐसे क्वेश्चंस जो है उमर साहब हमारे सामने आए कि जिसको हमें अभी से जो है वो देखना लाजमी है क्योंकि एक्ट से पहले उससे बात हो जाना बेहतर है। जो फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन जो मेरे सामने आया, क्योंकि इस बजट के अंदर एक चीज देखने में आई है कि यही कहा जा रहा है कि न्यू टैक्सेस जो है वो लेवी नहीं किए गए, लेकिन कुछ ऐसी प्रोविजन जरूर डाल दी गई है कि जिससे जितने भी बिजनेसमैन हैं हमारे, ठीक है, उनको प्रॉब्लम जरूर होंगी, ठीक है, इस फैक्ट को जानते हुए कि हमारी ज्यादातर इकोनॉमी जो है वो अनडॉक्यूमेंटेड है। ठीक है, जो पहली चीज हमारे सामने आती है कि आप अगर सेल्स करते हैं अनरजिस्टर्ड पर्सन को, जो कि सेल्स टैक्स में रजिस्टर्ड नहीं है पर लायबल टू बी रजिस्टर्ड है, जो कि एक अलग काम है उनकी डिटरमिन करना कि कौन लायबल टू बी रजिस्टर्ड है और कौन नहीं है, तो उस हिसाब से आपके प्रोपोर्शनेट एक्सपेंडिचर्स डिसअलाउ कर दिए जाते हैं। ठीक है, एक तरफ तो हर बिजनेसमैन अपने आप को इस तरह सेव कर रहा होता है कि वो सेल्स में फर्दर टैक्स पे कर देता है, ठीक हो गया, और फर्दर टैक्स पे करने के बाद वो समझता है कि जी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी खत्म हो गई है यहाँ तक, यहाँ पर अब मेरे ऊपर कोई बार नहीं आना। لیکن انکم ٹیکس میں آ کے اس کو ایسے گریب کر لیا گیا کہ اس کے وہ تمام ایکسپینڈیچر جو کہ اس نے ان رجسٹرڈ پرسن کو سیلز کی تھی اس سے ریلیٹڈ تھے وہ ڈس الاؤ کر دیے گئے. تو مطلب ایسے چینج کے بعد آپ کو لگتا ہے کہ ہمارے بزنس مین ہماری اکانومی اس چینج کو ایکسیپٹ کر سکتی ہے اس فیکٹ کو جانتے ہوئے کہ